1.2 Ideological Conflicts, Clash of Beliefs and Values. The Tapestry of Ideologies. In the vast and diverse landscape of human thought, ideologies form the threads that weave together the fabric of society. These belief systems, ranging from political doctrines to religious philosophies, shape our understanding of the world and inform our actions and decisions. Yet beneath the surface of this tapestry lies a battleground of ideas, a battleground where conflicting ideologies clash, often with profound consequences for individuals and societies alike. At the heart of ideological conflicts lies the clash of beliefs and values. Whether rooted in politics, religion, economics, or culture, these conflicts reflect deep-seated differences in how we perceive the world and our place within it. From the struggle between democracy and authoritarianism to the debate over individual freedom versus collective responsibility, ideological conflicts touch upon some of the most fundamental questions of human existence. The roots of conflict. To understand the dynamics of ideological conflict, it is essential to trace their roots to their origins. Throughout history, competing ideologies have emerged in response to social, economic, and cultural upheavals, each offering its own vision of a better world. From the Enlightenment ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity to the revolutionary fervor of Marxism and socialism, these ideologies have inspired movements and revolutions, shaping the course of history. Yet, as history has shown time and again, the pursuit of utopian visions often leads to conflict and division. Whether fueled by religious zeal, nationalist fervor, or revolutionary fervency, ideological movements have frequently clashed with one another, each seeking to impose its vision upon society. From the religious wars of the Reformation era to the ideological struggles of the Cold War, these conflicts have left a trail of destruction and suffering in their wake. The dynamics of conflict. In the modern era, ideological conflicts have taken on new forms and dimensions, shaped by globalization, technology, and the rapid pace of change. In an interconnected world where ideas can spread instantaneously across borders, ideological movements have a greater reach and influence than ever before. Social media platforms, in particular, have become battlegrounds for competing ideologies, amplifying voices and shaping public discourse in unprecedented ways. At the same time, the rise of populism, nationalism, and identity politics has fueled new ideological conflicts, pitting different groups against one another in a struggle for power and influence. From the rise of a far-right extremism to the resurgence of religious fundamentalism, these conflicts often revolve around questions of identity, belonging, and cultural heritage. In an increasingly polarized world, the lines between friend and foe, ally and enemy, are drawn ever more sharply, leaving little room for compromise and reconciliation. 1.4 Political conflicts, power struggles, and governance issues. The dynamics of political conflict. Political conflict is an inherent feature of human society, rooted in the struggle for power, influence, and control. Whether waged in the halls of government, the streets of cities, or the corridors of social media, these conflicts shape the course of history and define the lives of individuals and communities. At their core, political conflicts revolve around competing visions of governance, ideology,
and the distribution of resources, as different groups vie for supremacy and seek to advance their interest. To understand the dynamics of political conflict, it is essential to recognize the diverse factors that contribute to its emergence and escalation. From socio-economic disparities and cultural divisions to historical grievances and geopolitical rivalries, political conflicts are shaped by a complex interplay of forces, each exerting its own influence on the course of events. Moreover, the nature of political conflict is constantly evolving, shaped by changing social, economic, and technological dynamics. The roots of political conflict. Political conflicts often have deep roots, stretching back through the annals of histories and shaped by centuries of social, economic, and cultural development. In many cases, these conflicts are fueled by unresolved grievances and injustices, whether stemming from colonialism, imperialism, or domestic oppression. Historical injustices such as land dispossession, ethnic discrimination, and religious persecution can create fertile ground for political conflict, as marginalized groups seek to assert their rights and demand redress. Moreover, political conflicts are often exacerbated by external factors such as geopolitical competition, economic exploitation, and the spread of extremist ideologies. In an interconnected world where borders are increasingly porous and information flows freely, the actions of one state or group can have far-reaching consequences for others, leading to spiraling cycles of conflict and retaliation. Thus, understanding the roots of political conflict requires examining not only domestic dynamics, but also global and regional forces at play. The manifestations of political conflict. Political conflicts can take many forms, ranging from peaceful protests and civil disobedience to violent uprisings and armed insurrection. In democratic societies, political conflict often plays out through electoral competition, as competing parties and factions vie for power and influence through the ballot box. However, in authoritarian regimes, political conflict may be suppressed through repression, censorship, and the use of force, leading to widespread human rights abuses and civil unrest. Moreover, political conflict can manifest in other arenas beyond formal politics, such as social movements, advocacy campaigns, and grassroots organizing. From the civil rights movement in the United States to the Arab Spring uprisings in the Middle East, these movements have challenged entrenched power structures and catalyzed change through the collective action and mobilization. In an age of digital communication and social media, these movements have greater reach and impact than ever before, amplifying voices and dissent and challenging the status quo. These efforts often involve a combination of diplomatic negotiations, mediation, and grassroots initiatives aimed at addressing the underlying grievances and inequalities that fuel political conflict. Moreover, they emphasize the importance of inclusive and participatory processes, ensuring that all stakeholders have a voice in shaping the future of their society. By addressing the root causes of political conflict and building a culture of peace and cooperation, we can create a world where political disputes are resolved through dialogue and negotiation rather than violence and repression. Types of conflicts. Conclusion. Understanding the multifaceted nature of conflicts is the first step towards resolving them and fostering peaceful relationships between conflicting countries. By studying the different types of conflicts, analyzing the factors that contribute to their escalation, and acknowledging their impacts on nations, we can pave the way for effective conflict resolution strategies. In the upcoming chapters, we will delve deeper into the art of creating peace and explore the various approaches and tools available for bridging divides between conflicting countries.